World Rivers, Part 27. World Rivers, Part 27. I beg your pardon, please. The influence of climatic shifts on these prehistoric communities has yet to be worked out satisfactorily. In wide areas, these shifts included episodic desiccation from 12,000s or 10,000s ago to onward region in time. In what are now desert environments, increased dependence on the rivers may have proved as much a matter of necessity as of choice. All of the rivers in question have broad floodplains subject to annual inundation by rivers carrying heavy sediment loads. Prehistoric works of the flood defense and irrigation demanded firm community structures and required the development of engineering practices. Highly elaborate irrigation works are known from Mohenjo-daro and the ziggurats temple mounds of the Euphrates Valley may well have originated ancient Egypt in response to complete annual inundation of the Nile floodplain, where holdings had to be redefined after each flood subsided. It is not surprising that the communities named have been styled hydraulic civilization, yet it would be simplistic to claim that riparian sites held the monopoly of the developments described. Elaborate urban system arising in Mexico, Peru, and the eastern Mediterranean from about 4,000 years ago onward were not immediately dependent on the resources of the rivers. Where riverine cities did develop, they commanded ready means of communication. The two lands of the Upper and Lower Egypt, for instance, were unified by the Nile. At the same time, it can be argued that the early riverine and the river dependent civilization both are the seeds of their own destruction, independent of major climatic variations and natural evolutionary changes in the river system. High consuming cities downstreams inevitably exploited the upstream catchment, especially for timber. Deforestation there may possibly have led to the renewous silting in downstream reaches, although the contribution of this process to the eventual decline of civilization on Euphrates and the Indus remains largely a matter of guesswork. An alternative or conjoint possibility is that the continued irrigation promoted progressive salinization of the soils of irrigated lands, eventually preventing effective cropping. Salinization is known to have damaged the irrigated lands of Ur, a progressively area from about 4400 to 4000 years ago, may have ruined the Sumerian Empire of that time. So now we're talking about the Sumerian regime, the Sumerian Empire, and the city of Ur. The relative importance of the environmental and social deterioration in prehistoric hydraulic civilization, however, remains a matter of debate. So these civilizations, in fact, were destroyed by water, and that was the river water. Furthermore, defective designs and maintenance of the irrigation works promote the spread of malarial mosquitoes, which certainly afflicted the prehistoric hydraulic communities of the lower Tigris, Dajla, Euphrates, Farad valleys. These same communities also may have been affected by the by the destruction or the damage of the blood fluke diseases, which require a species of freshwater snail for the propagation and which even today follows many extensions of irrigation into the arid lands.